another episode of the Million Dollar Founder podcast in evening, Saturday evening. Hope all you have a very wonderful evening, weekend, and looking forward a new year and this point in time. So today's session is going to be on the stock market, financials, personal finance, where many people have a lot of skeptical thinking and all that. Where today's guest is most into stock market educating, where he'll educate us on whether how the stock market is looking in next 2025 and what are all various nuances we have to be prepared, all that. I'm also very curious and looking forward to this wonderful session. Happy to welcome Mr. Dr. Vijay Prakash onto the stage, please.
Thank you so much, GS. I'm super excited for this podcast. I have been waiting for since you have announced, and really looking forward to it. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining in the today's evening and looking forward and very curious to learn a lot of things about the stock market because it's very skeptical from a middle class point of view or even the greatest people they still skeptical about investing in stock trading. So I was reviewing your LinkedIn where it says stock market educator, financial growth strategist, wealth creation, transformed 1 lakh people lives through stock market education, multiple things. So, could you tell us what inspired you to transition from Six Sigma black belt to a stock market educator?
All right. So I fell in love with stock market in 2005. This is where my romance with stock market started. And luckily, when 2008 came, I was not having much of the money invested. Salary was because I was into corporate, so salary was very less at that point in time. So not much was on the stake. That's one. And so I was there in stock market since 2005. And a
Okay.
time comes when you are in your midlife crisis, your age, and this was year 2019, and this is when a time came where I had to kind of choose whether I should transition to another job or try something of my own.
Hmm.
So, I mean, training has been because as a Six Sigma consultant, also, I was training people and I have trained close to 55,000 people in my previous company where I was working.
Wow.
It was a multinational. And this is where training was always there in the blood. And stock market, I was anyway doing for myself. And that is how, so when I was transitioning, I was like, not, why not what I know, I should start sharing. But when
Hmm.
I started, I was doing kind of offline programs. I had no clue about this online space at all because we come
Hmm.
from that traditional mindset, not much of
Hmm.
knowledge. So it
Hmm.
actually, when I started these programs, and suddenly this Corona came at that point
Okay.
in time, and I'm like, my God, looks like I have taken a wrong step at this point in time, and everything closed down. So I had no choice but I was forced to acquire a new skill, that how do I take this knowledge
Hmm.
online. So I was not very prepared for this online stuff, but it turned out to be a boon because at that point
Hmm.
in time, only thing what was working was stock market. And you can say accidentally I had to kind of jump into this online space, but I was pretty much planning and doing that. I will be in the, you take the hotel, invite the people, train the people, and kind of you get 25 to 50 people. I mean, at least
Hmm.
whatever salary you were drawing, you will be able to compensate
Yeah.
with those many people, right? That was the format with which we started, did couple of programs. So never knew that where I have reached, I will reach.
It was like a blessings in disguise,
Absolutely.
So midlife crisis, obviously, like everybody who crossed 15 years have this crisis, and I think you have turned out to be a even more blessing by choosing this kind of a industry rather than going experimenting multiple other things.
Yes, yes. So two things I was very, very clear from the very beginning, which was given to be my mentor. One, what he told, don't get into derivatives.
Okay.
So there
Okay.
is a derivative market which carries a lot of risk, and a lot of people lose tons of money in derivative. So this was one
Hmm.
advice which was given to me by my mentor. So anybody who starts, I will definitely advise stay away from the derivative. And
Okay.
I've always been in the cash and the equity market,
Hmm.
and that is what I mean, a lot of people started with me at that point in time, but to
Mm.
come this far, like I will be hitting the 20th year in this particular space.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Ha, ha, ha.
I would say 15 years, 14, 15 years I have done it for myself, and
Mm.
then last 5, 6 years I have been working in public domain.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I was able to read one particular jargon in your heading, which is called 5MMPT system. So,
Mhm.
could you tell us what exactly it means and how does it help beginners like us?
All right. So because being there in the stock market for such a long time and kind of experimented with everything. Now, what I
Mm.
figured it out that major challenge which people face, especially professionals, they want to do stock market, but they don't have time, right?
Exactly.
So that's the biggest challenge. And this is where we came up with an idea where how do we build a system which can help them trade in 5 minutes? That's the whole idea. So we
Oh,
call it,
5 minutes.
yeah. So we call it a 5 minute pro trader system. 5 MMPT
Okay.
stands for 5 minute millionaire pro trader system. And the idea
Mm.
is how do you run that system in 5 minutes? So what we have done is
Wow.
whatever analysis is required that we have automated. So they go and out of, let's say we only trade in NSE stocks, National Stock Exchange.
Mm.
So around 3,000 stocks are there, and they go
Mm.
around 3 o'clock. They run their scanner, and that scans and takes out the potential 10 to 15 stock for that particular day. So it
Oh.
basically shorts list, and we teach them there are 2 3 patterns we teach them. They need not see beyond those patterns, so they look for if they get that pattern they can go for that trade. And what
Mm.
should be the target and what should be the stop loss, that and all is already given to my students in form of a
Mm.
Excel. They just put the price and
Mm.
everything is calculated.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, one factor you rightly said, time factor is a challenge for many of people who want to get into stock market. But again, the risk factor is also a major hesitant factor
That's what
in
that's
terms
what
of
that's what
entering.
I'll tell you. So what happens here is people come with the wrong mindset. Okay.
Okay.
Now, always when you look for a growth of money, you have to
Mm.
look for what are the instruments which are available. All right.
Okay.
So what are the instruments available? Number one is we have a fixed deposits, we have a post office, then we have a
Mm.
gold, we have a real estate, right?
Mm.
So they come with an expectation that stock market is a place where we can get 100% or 200% return. This is where they go wrong.
Mm.
And what they do
The
is they
expectation is too high, is what you feel.
correct. And what they
Okay.
do is they don't see it like a business. They see more it like a gambling, all right?
Oh.
And this is where either their uncles got cheated or their father got cheated for some reason, and
Mm.
it's basically they don't get cheated. Actually, they get into the wrong stock because they think they will buy 10 rupees stock and it will become 1,000 rupees.
Mm. Mm.
I always give this power plant example when I explain this concept to people that
Okay.
you have to look this stock market like a power plant. You have a power plant which has a 1 megawatt capacity, and you have a power plant which has a 1,000 megawatt capacity. And that
Mm.
is how your 1 rupee stock and a 1,000 rupee stock. So which can
Mm.
fund which? Will your one megawatt power plant can supply power to 1,000 megawatt plant, or this 1,000 megawatt plant, even this power is shut down, still it can take care. So
Okay.
this is where they go wrong. They look for a 10 rupee or some cheap companies. They will not go and
Mm.
invest in Reliance and HDFC, and they'll not look around what is happening, for example. And
Okay.
yeah, that's what is, they hear loss stories more than a profit story because they
Okay.
treat it like a gamble, right? I mean, if you are informed and if you are working here, then definitely I don't think there is any other instrument than this which can give this kind of a return.
Wonderful. I mean, basically, you're saying the expectation is too high. That is why they are ending into a wrong strategies, calculations,
Yeah, see, it's
risks,
a
and all
herd.
that.
Yeah, so it's a herd mentality. So
Okay.
there are people in the market and there are people who talk about the market. They are not in the market.
Mm.
Now there are
Mm.
people who are outside the market. They hear only loss stories, which is of their uncle
Correct.
and wrong decision making. That's why they are skeptical.
Fine,
Other
fine.
thing, other thing is there's one very very important thing which I told at the very very beginning, right?
Mm.
They enter into the derivative market without knowledge. So derivative
Okay.
is nothing but futures and options. They have no
Okay.
clue, and they still enter into this particular space. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a very famous quote about this, that if you do the future and option without knowledge, neither you will have future nor options left in life. So
Okay.
so this is something which also kill a lot of people in terms of intraday trading, derivative. Without knowledge, these people come. So if they avoid
Okay.
these two things, I would say, especially
Mm.
at the beginning, it's not that people
Mm.
don't make money, but very little people make money in these space, because time is not in your favor, you know. And to me, future and option is anyway a kind of instrument which is like a gamble. It's a legalized gambling, I would say.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My another question is related to that. So you have like more than a decade of experience in trading and all that. What are some key lessons you have learned over a period of time that can benefit? Okay, these are the checklists which you have to do, or this areas you have to be careful. These are the right strategies. Any key lessons can you share to our viewers?
Absolutely. So first thing, my advice to I will give this lesson to newbies, especially who want to
Okay.
enter. So my first lesson will be stay away from intraday and derivative if you are entering the market. Anybody talks about future and option and intraday, you should run away from there. That's number one.
Oh.
Number two, I say is there are certain things which you have to have in place. So for example, you can trade or invest only once you have money. So you take a look at your income versus expenses. That is it a positive? Is it a negative? What is happening, or is it a zero? Because until unless your equation of I minus E, income minus expense, is not greater than zero, you will not have fund.
Okay.
So before you come here, it is very very important that you start working on your numbers. That am I even eligible for this thing to get into, right? Third thing is, don't trade ever with the or invest with the borrowed money. People take loan from the bank. People come to me, and when I tell them that you require a capital of 2 lakh rupees, so they say, sir, हाँ इतना तो मेरा OD limit है.
Okay.
I mean, you don't do that with the borrowed capital for sure.
Mm.
Fourth lesson is, the more you will look at the market, the more you will lose money. That's what I have figured it
Oh.
out. So a
Okay.
lot of people think that if Vijay is a stock market expert, he will get up at 9:30 and he's there in the market till 3:30. But the fact is, because what I preach, I practice. So I will also enter with my traders at 3 o'clock. I don't go and see the market. I would rather invest my time in learning and things like that. So I
Mhm.
check the market, what is happening today in the morning, and after that I will go and check the market at 3. So what you have to remember, the more market you see, the less money you make. The less market you see, the more money you will make.
That's an eye opener. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
All right. And there are various approaches. I am somebody who has been working on approach called as a swing trading. My 5 PT system is also based on that swing trading. So
Mm.
let's say you have 100 rupees
Mm.
to play in the market. Your 80 rupees should be in investment. In the 15 to 20 quality stocks, you should be buying month on month. All right. And your 20 rupees should come in trading, where a combination of we have methods which can help you also identify some multi-baggers which can give you 1x or 2x or 3x return sometime. So
Mm.
swing, multi-bagger, and investing, I call it a sim system. If you just keep
Okay.
it sim system, you're not taking much of a risk there, then you are good, I believe.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And very important thing is, uh, don't don't look for too many strategy. I always say that I don't have so many strategies. I have 2 3 strategies which is making money. I'll tell you the challenge here, because here engineers are coming, doctors are coming, MBAs are coming. Now these guys actually solve complex problem, and
Mm.
startup founders.
Right.
So when you solve complex problem, you also look for complexity here, that यहाँ पे मजा आना चाहिए. But
Okay.
what you have to remember, the process of money making has to be boring, repeatable, and reproducible. So if I have two
Mhm.
methods, and which is making money for me year on year, why should I even look for any other method?
Okay. 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 Makes sense.
See, you
Makes.
need to make money. Why you
Mm.
need a 5 different method to make money? You have two methods. Let's
Okay.
say I have my 5 MMPT system, which is working
Mm,
for me from last 6 years. It is giving me a
mhm,
decent return. It is beating Nifty. Then why should I
mm.
even look for the second method? Second method, if I look for, I will look for it should give me a 2x return or something of that sort. So two, three method you have, then you are sorted.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think the basics, entire basics, key lessons, whatever you have acquired, I think it will be a great learning for beginners who are hesitant to for starting the
No,
trade
even
market.
people who are losers and who have been there in the market for 10, 15 years, they can also go back to the
Oh,
drawing board and do their homework. Because if you will
okay.
open Zerodha account, first thing what it comes is out of 10 traders, 9 traders lose.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is upfront. And if you will
Mm,
look at some of the research which is being carried out,
mm,
11,000 crore we have lost in stock market frauds this year
my.
itself. And
Mhm.
at the same time, because people are, because of that greed of that FNO and derivative and intraday, uh, I would say rather only less than 1% people are profitable here,
My
especially when it
God.
comes to trading. Yeah.
Mhm. Wonderful. So you've transformed more than 1 lakh people. That is like huge. Correct.
Yeah.
Uh,
Once-
uh,
I think light just went off. Just give me a second. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So I was reading like you have transformed over 1 lakh people. That's a huge, tremendous number. And what kind of strategies do you use to make stock market education accessible to everyone? Because for my understanding, it is a lot of financial jargons which is played around here, where a common man like me may not be even understand what is derivatives, what is futures and option, nothing. So when you are reaching out to that like 1 lakh number of people, what strategies you have adopted, so wherein you have reached out to so many people like this?
So my program was a webinar-based program through
Okay.
which I have reached out to these people, and of
Hmm.
course, Facebook we have used as a means to reach out to these people. And
Okay.
this is over last 5 years what we have done, and through the Facebook marketing and those kind of things, we were able to reach people. So when I talk about this number, these are the people who have gone through our entry level program, which was for around 90 minutes.
Wonderful. So that way, due to Facebook marketing, you were able to reach volume number of people, and you were able to penetrate those masses and educate people on the misconceptions and all that is what you are trying.
Correct. Correct.
My second question is like related to that only. So since you have seen so many people, what do you think is the biggest misconception people bring in when it comes to trading?
They want to become millionaire in 1 month.
Okay.
That's the major challenge which I see. They want
Okay.
that they will buy a 10 rupees stock and it should become 100 rupees stock. That is what
Ah,
is not possible. So mostly their expectation is too high. They want to make that 100% in 1 month. This is where things go wrong. You know.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean to say the biggest, I mean,
Expectation. I
expectation
would say
mismatch?
expectation.
Ha, ha,
Expectation.
ha. Apart
Reality.
from expectations, any other factor you have seen dealing with so many people?
Lack of patience, because for
Lack
example,
of
if you
patience.
take this year,
Ah, ah.
this year was a bull market till September. All right.
Okay.
And after September, market has gone down. So there
Okay.
is going to be a patience period, and people are not ready for that kind of a patience. So
Okay.
that is the another thing which is a challenging thing here. People don't keep patience. So they have to understand there are phases of the market. There will be a bull
Hmm.
phase, there will be a bear phase, and there will be a sideways phase. You know.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what is the typical minimum investment of time they have to give so that they feel like, okay, some profit is coming? You have any range of months? Okay, 6 months you
Yeah.
wait and then expect, or
No,
how
I'll
is
tell
it?
you. So the question is, what are you doing? Okay. So for example,
Hmm.
one approach could be swing trading. So in
Hmm.
swing trading, I will give you my example. I give my people goal of growing their capital at a rate of 2% a month, right?
Okay,
So if we make 2%, it's a pretty decent return. But sometimes we will make less. But on an average, if you are making 2% return a month, you will be able to clock somewhere around 24 to 36% sometime. So if I talk about the result of my system for this year, till September, we have been able to, sorry, not September, December, we have been able to clock around 52%, which is very high.
mm,
Now, we don't
mm,
promise this return that it will come every year, right?
mm, mm,
But as long as your returns are beyond 15%, you are beating Nifty. And if you
mm,
can beat Nifty year on year, right, somewhere between our range, I mean, we have been doing from past 6 years, and what
mm.
data suggests that somewhere between 24 to 36% you can clock. So you can still double your money even if you do 24%, in
Mm,
3 years time frame. So if you're doubling
mm,
your money in 3 years time frame, I don't think there is any other instrument which can help you do that. You know,
okay, okay, okay. So my understanding is somebody who's investing has to be patient for 3 years to get it some amount of visible profitability. Is that is my right
no, no, no.
understanding?
You
Or
will be profitable from month one, except there are some
okay,
bad months in which you won't be profitable. But
okay,
apart from that, it's from month one. So, for
okay,
example, you will look for consistent return because that will
okay.
get compounded. That's one approach
Mm,
on trading. Then, when it
mm,
comes to investing, people ask me how long should I invest. So I
mm.
always say, see, it's all about building the corpus.
Okay,
It's all about building the corpus, and you don't create this investing for some time. You are basically going to pass it on to your next generation, and
okay.
as much money as you are making, same corpus is going to serve for your financial goals. So there is
Mm-hmm.
nothing like a time frame, but basically you build your corpus, and that corpus is going to serve for your financial goals.
Oh,
So the
okay,
question is, are you trading? Are you investing? If you are trading, I would say
okay.
if you are clocking 2% a month, great. If you are investing, you are going to pass it on to your next generation.
I got okay. So there is a two different direction. Either it is trading or investment.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for someone who is starting their trading journey without any knowledge, zero knowledge from scratch, what is the first step they should take to build some confidence? Oh, okay, these are all preparatory elements. These are all the websites I've seen. Okay, now I'm ready. Or what is the best advice you can go for someone who is stepping into stock market for the first
I would say there are tons of education which is available in the market.
time?
So easiest way is to get a mentor,
Okay,
right? Because the problem is you start watching one video on YouTube, then again it suggests you some other video, so you go
correct.
haywire. So I would
Mm,
suggest the easiest way is to find a mentor.
okay, okay.
It'll save you a lot of money. I was doing a webinar, very interesting webinar last week, and
Mm,
we were selling some programs, you know.
mm.
And what happened? There was one guy, very interesting comment came. They said, "Sir, what happens is people are ready to lose money to the
Mm.
market, but they're not ready to pay for mentorship."
No, that's what in India, the coaching industry itself is not being very recognized, unlike UK and US, where they have coaches for everything, be it career, be it business, or multiple other areas.
Yeah.
Coaching is not at all being recognized. At least for finance, yes, people go for financial advisories and all that. Or the best thing in India is they go for
So
astrologists.
again, coming back to your advisory, that is also a challenge because financial
Right.
advisory, if you ask people, there are a
Ah,
lot of people who lose money to financial advisory through those tip advisory, right?
okay.
Because first and the foremost question they don't ask, in what system am I trading?
Okay. Okay. Mm,
Right? So if somebody, there is a very famous quote by Warren Buffett. Warren says is, I really wonder how people who drive Mercedes go to take advice from the people who take subways. All
okay.
right. So here also what is happening is these advisory companies have, employed these people who are paid a salary, and they are coming and they are sharing the tips and advice with you, although they call it their own research. But what I have seen is I have not seen very too many very successful advisories who have done very good, because
Hmm.
most of these advisories actually take you to this Nifty and Bank Nifty and all those dangerous instruments, and they
Hmm.
they will help you make profit. But what I have seen majorly, all these derivative guys, end of the day, today itself I was talking to somebody, so
Hmm.
he lost money to a fraud also. I mean, your luck could be so bad sometimes, and he lost
Hmm.
money to advisory also, and it was a
Okay.
huge
Okay.
sum of money. So I would say stay away from any advisory until first question you need to ask them, tell me in what system are you trading. So for example, when people
Okay.
come, we train them on 5 MMPT. Now they know exactly what needs to be done. So very
Mm.
important, before you are trading, you need to ask in what system I'm trading.
Wow. Okay. 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 That's a basic question which we have to ask to validate people to get into. Okay. Fine. See, I can see a lot of recognition with 15 plus awards, various achievements. I can see a lot of photos, even the great Amitabh Bachchan, all that. So, like, what is the most best recognition you got over the years?
You know, I'll tell you. So, my dream, there's a very interesting story I will kind of tell you in very short time. Uh, when I entered into this industry, while I was also learning, what I figured it out is the fastest way is the branding by association, right?
Hmm.
So I went to a book writing program in year 2017-18, and there I met a gentleman. His name was Dr. Kalpesh Kotecha.
Okay.
And what he said, my dream was to meet Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, but I could not meet.
Hmm.
But so I wrote a book and I sent to his office, and he got a letter from there saying, "Congratulations, Dr. Kalpesh Kotecha, I received your book. Thank you. When I find
Ah.
time, I will read." So in
Oh.
that particular program, there were some 1,000 people or 500,000 people were there, and there were a couple of more authors who were
Hmm.
launching their book and all. But what I saw that this guy was getting maximum footage because he showed a letter from Mr. Bachchan, And there
Okay.
I got this dream that what if I write a book and present to Mr. Bachchan? I had no clue how will it happen. But
Manifestation.
manifestation, I
Ah.
even didn't know what a manifestation is at that point of time. I just
Okay.
got that dream to present to him. And I think that was a life changing moment. I think that was my biggest achievement of, presenting him. And since then, every year we get a chance to go on KBC. This year also, I got a chance to meet him,
Oh, that's a good. Uh,
been part of his 79th birthday celebration. So I think that is something, getting association of him, knowing him
hmm.
from close. Now a lot of people say, I know Amitabh Bachchan, I can tell he also knows me. So
Right, right, right.
I think because that was also a turning point in my life, because the moment I got that picture, I think at that
Hmm.
point of time I had a 250 Facebook friends that turned to 5,000 eventually.
Wow, over a period of time. Wow, wonderful. So,
So
what exactly? I mean, did you had a chance to speak with him, some words, or how anything conversation happened? Could you share us?
yes, yes, yes. So obviously we get a chance to talk to him, but
Oh,
it's a more of how are you, how are the things at
formal.
your
Hmm.
end, what are some of the new things happening, things like
Hmm.
that. So there was one program where I got a chance to speak to him a little bit. Was Abhishek Bachchan's movie had come,
Hmm.
Ghumar, and what we did, we organized a program for cancer patients in
Oh,
in in, in Mumbai itself, for a movie show. So it's a more of his projects. What are the things which are happening? Then he'll be asking what you guys are doing. So yeah,
hmm.
those things.
Wow. Wow. We are actually craving. At least we'll meet 1 second or something. But you had this kind of a chance. Really,
Yeah, I
really.
have been meeting him from 2019. I think I have sent you some pictures also. So
Yeah, yeah,
2019
yeah.
onwards, every year we get a chance to go see him in KBC. That's the thing which we got.
So you've transformed more than 1 lakh people. So what is your next mission? You have any number to achieve in the upcoming years or decade? What exactly is your
So,
next action
so,
strategies?
so now I have to be more specific. So I have taken a mission to create 1 crore patis.
Wow. Okay.
So how will it happen? It will happen with a discipline, because I have not given a time frame there, but I want to crunch that. Simple rule is, if
Hmm.
you want to become a crorepati, 5,000 rupees you put in a mutual fund, wait for 20 years. Simple,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
10,000 you put, you will have 2 crore. Likewise. So how do
Hmm.
we crunch this thing? And for that, as I told you, we have a swing trading method. We have recently developed a method to kind of identify multi-baggers, and of course the discipline, right?
Hmm.
So there are 4 goals which I give to my community, where we have a millionaire club, which is our highest club, where I give them 4 goals. First goal is to create a trading portfolio of 1 CR. That should be your, I mean, you have to write it and manifest it, in the sense
Okay.
you are
Okay.
chasing for it. So even if you have
Mm-hmm.
a 1 lakh rupees, still you will chase for 1 cr of trading portfolio. Then
Mm-hmm.
second thing, we give them chase for 1 cr of investing portfolio. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The third goal which I give them is accumulate at least 1 kg of gold. Even if you do that in your lifetime, great. So your
Right.
focus is, so I'll give you some of the simple things. So how do they do it? And they are able to do it because uh, I tell them go back and look at your budgeting. So some of them are not doing budgeting. So I give them the responsibility of do the budgeting. So in
Mm-hmm.
the budgeting, there are two columns. One is the need, one is want. So
Okay.
I'm like, whatever has been your investing spending patterns on that, you have to put it's a need or a want. Now,
Okay.
if it's a want column, you just calculate how much money you have been wasting on want. And
Mm.
next month onwards, you sum that money, and anyway, you were going to spend this. So with that amount, you're going to buy gold. Either you put in a gold ETF or you go and buy a physical gold. So that
Mm-hmm.
actually shifts their consciousness, too much. That, oh my God, I was not thinking that in spite of having 10 same shirts, I'm again buying the shirt, which is
Correct.
maybe, I mean, the way marketing is there. I mean, you just compare with all right money habits were there in the previous generation,
Mm. True. 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 Mm.
right? These plastic cards were not there, of
Mm.
course, where you can
Mm.
easily borrow things and you still think it is your money.
Yes.
So,
Mm.
of course, the right money habit is also something for people who are starting.
Okay.
That how less you borrow and how less you have more of cash. That
Mm.
attitude should come. Now, if you see the this generation, this plastic is something they think it is their money.
True. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your experience, I'm just curious to ask, how is it like 2025 looking for stock market, especially trading? What is your predictions and what is your advisory? How it look like for you, and
See,
how
the
what you can achieve?
way I see is
Hmm.
that there are not major challenges coming in. Okay. Now,
Oh,
the I would say what surprised me most in market was Russia-Ukraine war,
okay.
because that really questioned my belief system and the way this whole global things are formed, in past couple of years of war and things like that. So it was really scary to look at the nuclear rich nations are actually
Hmm.
getting into the war. Because Cold
Okay.
War we can understand, but seeing me physically getting Russia getting into the war and so much of destruction across the
Hmm.
world actually shattered my belief about, because I had a very strong belief that people cannot be that stupid that being a nuclear rich nation they will get into the war like this, right? So
Okay.
that again questioned my belief, and I have changed my belief that anything is possible in the global scenario, the kind of setup we
Hmm.
are in. So with Trump coming in America, I feel that and the Ukraine have should settle down, because
Sorry, I lost you. Maybe some internet connections issues. There is some technical issues from the guest side. Maybe we'll try and wait for another 2-3 minutes for him to rejoin.
yeah, I think you
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
me.
You had some technical issue. Yeah. Haha.
Yeah.
All
So
right. All right. Yeah, yeah. Please.
yeah. So what I was saying is, with Trump coming in, I see that next year a lot of things will settle down
Okay.
in US, because US market directly affect us. All right. And at the same time the way to gauge the market. So for example, if you see whatever is the current level of the market, the way I gauge the market is that no matter what happens, generally market will grow by 12.5% year on year.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment, now this 12.5% growth can happen in first quarter also, quite possible. The
Okay.
moment it happens, I know that market has become a heavyweight, and from here correction is going to come every year.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to look for is in terms of month on month, if 12% is going to happen, I mean, month on month, it has to be a 1% growth, not more than that. So the moment market goes heavyweight, I kind of reduce my position. So I'm pretty much sure in spite of whatever is happening, 12.5%, we are going to grow. And from the current level where we are, 26,000, and then 27 and a half is the goal, which is also given by biggies. So we are
Mm-hmm.
definitely going to see this 12.5% return next year.
So there is obviously a good news waiting for 2025 for traders. Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. So
Yeah.
my final question will be: do you have any upcoming sessions or webinars which you're planning in the upcoming days, where new traders can join and benefit the understanding about stock market or something?
Absolutely. So we have a program coming this Sunday, and
Okay,
this Sunday, if they want, they can join. On my LinkedIn profile, the page is also given, smartmultibaggers.com, and there they can
okay.
go and register. And we do this program on a regular basis.
Wonderful, wonderful. So hopefully I'll join tomorrow and take your major advices, because I'm also one of the person where been hesitating for a very long time to invest, because there are a lot of skeptical things. And as you rightly said, the mindset and the other knowledge aspects has been stopping me for a very long time. Maybe I'll look forward for your session tomorrow and have a great learning and kickstart my journey at least in 2025. So thank
Wonderful.
you so much for joining the session and spending your time with us. And too many nuances I have learned in this half an hour session. Looking forward for more sessions with you. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, GS. Thank you so much. And thank you, viewers, for listening to me. And my advice is that if you are new to the market, please don't start trading without somebody who can be your mentor, or whose advice you can listen to. Please avoid this tip and trick. There are two lesson at the end which I want to give it to you. Always
Yeah.
remember, in stock market you will not make as much money as you want, you will always make as much money as you deserve. All right.
Okay.
Second thing is, whatever is too good to be true is always false. If somebody is telling you that 100% return is possible, this is possible, that possible, I want you to really study the frauds which are happening here. And always remember that the wealth is a long term process. All right. Even if you check Warren Buffett, his cumulative return is not beyond 19.5%. And
Mm.
majority of his wealth, what he has created, it is after the age of 52.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
All right. So keep this in mind. Don't listen to people who tell you that 100% return is possible. Nifty gives an average return of 15%. So you can expect 20% to 25% sometimes. But if anybody promises you more than that, please check the data.
Okay. 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 So that's a cautious validation we'll have to do on all factors so that we are in the safer hands and risk free. Fine. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
See,
Thank you so much for yeah. You have anything to say?
the last thing I want to tell is there are four formats which I
Okay.
will share with GS, and you can reach out to him. And it is very, very important for people who want to start in stock market to start filling these formats. Okay, so one is the net worth statement, right? The second, which I just said about the budgeting statement, in which there is a column on need and want. You
Mm.
just figure out that how much money you can save, and that you start putting to gold. That will make you more money, right? Then third format is of the income stream, and the
Mhm.
fourth format is on how you should manage your money. So I'll share with GS, and GS will share with you guys.
Yeah, those are whoever is commenting on our LinkedIn Live will get for sure for this kind of DM, and then you can get all the checklists which Mr. Dr. Vijay Prakash has built over a year of 15 years, and I think this will be a great learning. And thank you for offering that kind of a template to us, which we'll never get in the market, even if we are paying the right amount.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a very pleasure, and thanks for kind of you to give these items to our audience. Thank you so much. Looking
Thank you.
forward for
Thank you.
more
Yes.
interaction.
Thank you so much. It was a very, very interesting podcast, and we will talk more in future.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.